Well, welcome back again, my friends, to another episode of Automotive Drama. I finally got the parts I needed for this damn little Suzuki Samurai. What year is this thing? 2.5. I think it's like an 04, 03, 04. Where is it? 04. Oh yeah, like always, likes are nice, subscribes are better. Questions, comments, please feel free. And if you want to follow more episodes, please ring the bell. Now, anyways, well, I had to do the valve covers, but once I got this thing, I got a lot of videos on this thing. This thing is actually a nightmare. But once I got it all apart, I found that this hose was broken. Now, getting those hoses from the parts store was like pulling teeth out of a chicken. They don't have them. That was the whole point. But I did manage to find those. And now I'm here. I had to remove this water housing, which goes dead in the center. I don't know if you saw it in my other videos. What a pain this thing is. And I'm also going to put a thermostat in it while I'm here, because it's a good idea I'm here. Those hoses right there go to the top of this thing. Now, the only way you're changing those hoses is if you pull this thing out. You could barely change them when you pull this thing out. Now, of course, since I have it apart, I want to do the right thing and change all the O-rings. Because if I don't change the O-rings, I'm going to put it back together and it's going to leak. And I'm going to have to pull this entire thing back apart again. And I will not be a happy camper. But anyway, so I went to go get this tube out that's in the center here. What a nightmare. This one came off because I had that. I was hoping it was going to come off out of that one. But it didn't. So, as you can see how corroded it is. First, I soaked it with Marvel Mystery Oil and let it sit overnight because I knew I was going to have to deal with it, but I didn't deal with it at that time. And blew it out with air, tried to loosen it up. That thing was not budging. I actually had to heat it up. I literally had to heat up the pipe to get it and the housing. Just a little bit now. That's aluminum. You can see all the corrosion in there. Can't heat up aluminum really heavy. I even used the jeweler's tip. I mean, this is South Florida. I come from South Chicago. Rusty cars, we all got a torch at our bay. But this is South Florida. You got to break out the flame wrench in South Florida. Very unusual. I mean, I barely fill up my little tanks once a year. Anyways, so once I did actually get it moving, I blew it out with air again and squirted some more Marvel in there for some good lube, because you know the rubbers always need to be lubed. And I actually put these vice grips on it. Now you got to be very careful. These are special. They're made for rounded bolts. Well, they don't work for rounded bolts, but they do work for various other things. Now, first I had them on this side, and it wasn't. Yeah, you can see I put a dent in the pipe, and that's when I decided to stop that because I don't want to poke a hole in this thing. I might have brazing rods. If I would have poked a hole, I could have brazed it up, but I didn't. But I just wanted to point out that sometimes, I mean, if you can look, you can just see how stuck this thing is. What I really wanted to point out in this issue was the fact of the matter that with patience, due diligence, proper tools, and good hands, sometimes things that are stuck will come apart. I didn't have to pull that whole housing off and put it in a vise or anything like that. I thought I might have to, but no. I was actually able to get it off. Now, I did have to loosen that housing. And it's got steel gaskets, which kind of saved me because I could just pull it off and they're steel, so I can just put a little bit of silicone on either side of them, put it back on, clean them, make sure they're clean, dry, put them back on. And because trying to find no seals would be, I don't know, another 2 weeks wait. But I just want to give you a little tip that take your time and be patient with things that are stuck. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in, and stay tuned for more episodes of Automotive Drama.